Bicycle accidents, what you should know. If you have been involved in a bicycle accident and you think that the driver of the vehicle is at fault, and you may want to take your claim to court. Alternatively, you may wish to hire a lawyer to help uncover evidence or to speak to the other driver's insurance company on your behalf. Below you will find links to articles that may help you with all of your queries and questions. When bikes and cars collide at intersections. Although intersections tend to pose just a small risk to a cyclist, an intersection is the most dangerous part of the road for someone riding a bicycle. While just over 10% of bicycle accidents involve a car, almost half of the accidents take place at an intersection. To help minimize the risk of an accident at an intersection, those riding a bike should make themselves as visible to car drivers as possible. They will also need to make sure that they understand all of the road rules, and recognize the dangers of an intersection. It will also benefit cyclists if they ride through an intersection with care. Bike accidents, what you should do afterwards. If you are ever involved in an accident with a car, one of the most important things you should do is be aware of what is going on around you. Your actions immediately after the accident could have an effect on how much you are compensated for any injuries you sustained, and any damages to your bicycle. Your actions could also affect the outcome of a lawsuit. Here's what you need to do. Wait for the police. It is so important that you wait for the police to turn up at the scene of the accident. They need to turn up so that a police report can be filed. You should wait for the police even if you don't think you have been injured. The truth is that some cyclists do not realize that they have sustained injuries until a few hours after the accident has taken place. This is because they will have adrenaline pumping through their veins and they will not be able to feel much pain, if any at all. Once the adrenaline has subsided, the pain is felt. Oftentimes it is at this stage when minor injuries turn into serious ones and problems develop. Another reason why you should wait for the police is because if you leave the scene, you may not be able to identify the driver of the vehicle. Can a cyclist be liable for a traffic accident? Cyclists and motorists seem to be quite aware of each other in large cities. In some cases, motorists can even be somewhat annoyed at the fact that a few cyclists tend to ignore a few traffic laws. However, some cyclists also have a bit of animosity towards motorists, as they can often seem unwilling to share some, if not all, of the road. Irrespective of these misconceptions, both cyclists and car drivers can be liable for contributing to or causing a traffic accident. Irrespective of these misconceptions, both cyclists and car drivers can be liable for contributing to or causing a traffic accident. Common liability problems in bicycle versus car accidents. In all parts of the United States, there are rules known as side of the road rules, which state that cyclists are required to ride on the right-hand side of the road, or in a bicycle lane. However, some of the more common types of accidents that involve cyclists take place on the side of the road. These accidents include being hit by a car that's turning right, crashing into a car door that's being opened, being brushed by a vehicle that's passing. The good news is that the side of the road rules is combined with other laws that help to protect cyclists. A bicycle has just as much right of way on the road as any other vehicle has. However, there are some specific laws that say otherwise. When on the road, a cyclist is entitled to ride in the middle lane and should be given the same right of way as other vehicles on the road. If you have been injured in a cycling accident and you are claiming compensation, you might want to remind the insurance adjuster during your negotiations. Bicycle helmet laws. It's always a good idea to wear a bicycle helmet, regardless of what your state's law says about it. However, you should be aware that helmet laws can have a huge impact on any personal injury claim you make after you have been in an accident involving a vehicle. No part of the United States makes it a legal requirement for adults to wear bicycle helmets. However, just less than half of all states have a law that states cyclists under a specific age should wear helmets. You should be aware that the town or city that you live in may have its own rule that refers to the use of bicycle helmets by both adults and the young. Let's imagine that you live in Texas and you plan to go for a ride on your bicycle. While there is no specific helmet law in Texas, some cities such as Houston, Dallas, Austin, and Fort Worth state that anyone under 18 years of age has to wear a helmet. This means that anyone under the age of 18 has to wear a bicycle helmet, regardless of what the state's law is.